sometimes the person really does need it, and then sometimes there are people who are literally just out here playing the system and still getting away with it. I've been making $3K a month from food stamps, and I got $23? Are you kidding me? Y'all kept saying, oh, I voted for Trump so I could have lower grocery prices, yet the prices of groceries have only risen since he's been in office. All of the undocumented workers have been deported, and who do you think is going to pick the strawberries or pick the fruit in the field? That was literally their jobs, because I know you privileged ass Americans don't want to do that job in the first place.
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing.
Jump everyone, welcome or welcome back, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the modern day welfare queens and Amy Klobuchar. We need to talk, okay? So without further ado, let's get started. The main reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place was from a YouTuber that I watch pretty often. His name is Zach Rios, and he made a video talking about welfare fraud and how a lot of people are now getting caught up for welfare fraud. This reminded me of when I was learning history and way back then when we learned about the welfare queen and how that was a woman that goes by Linda Taylor. We'll get more into that later in the video. But as a 22-year-old college student who used to have food stamps and SNAP and all that other stuff and was making too much money, so now I don't qualify, I kind of wanted to put my own 2 cents within this video just to see the type of people who are qualifying, getting all this money, and do they really deserve it. It's also very interesting to see that people will literally continuously have children just to keep their benefits, and that's where I'm just like, we need to talk about this, because this is ultimately what Ronald Reagan was talking about, the welfare queen, when he brought up that term in the first place to describe this woman who was essentially doing welfare fraud. The shitty thing that they don't tell you about welfare or food stamps or any type of government assistance is that once you make that certain amount of money, you're not going to qualify anymore. So it's really either you stay extremely poor and you stay dependent on these welfare programs and these assistance, or you get right above where the qualifying number is and you're living literally poor, barely able to afford your groceries, and it just doesn't matter because they don't care. They'd rather give out benefits to people who just keep popping out babies, and I get it. We gotta feed these children some way. But in the sense of you're giving mass amounts of money to people who are literally just doing this as a job, like people will literally have kids as a job to live off of welfare, and they'll literally be like, well, why would I work? Why would I when I live in Section 8 housing? I get that stuff for free. So for me, I didn't know that being a full-time student on top of only serving 3 days a week, I didn't know that, I would overqualify for food stamps, and that happened, I think that was last year when I was overqualified for it. And I think they need to make some special rules about it, because there's no way that me as a college student already going to school basically 40 hours a week and then on top of that going to work on the weekends, y'all need to have some type of rule, because obviously there's a reason why I'm working so much while in school, because there's still bills that need to be paid, and on top of that I like money, so yes, I'm gonna work, and there's still tuition that has to be paid for. So this is where I just be telling people, I'm like, I don't understand how people who don't necessarily deserve it are getting it. The reason why I mentioned Amy Klobuchar in this video, yes, Amy, I'm talking to you, maybe we can have a chat or something, is because when I was on the phone with the food stamp man and he was crunching all types of numbers just to try to make me get a sliver of money to be able to keep up buying stuff, because I'm literally crying on the phone. I'm like, I pay $1,400 in rent on top of all my other bills. What do you mean you can't give me money? I'm sitting here thinking that, okay, I pay more money in rent now, my roommate moved out, that means that I would technically be considered qualified because my income is whatever, but I'm spending all this amount on bills. Why wouldn't y'all give me a little bit of something for food? Come on, I'm a college student. So I'm on the phone with this man. He's crunching all the numbers possible, and he tells me, after crunching all the numbers, I can give you $23 a month. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Did you say $23 a month? I was like, that's like some snacks. That is like some snacks. What do you mean only $23 a month? Please. And I literally told him, who do I need to talk to about this? Because he was like, yeah, the wages and the incomes haven't been updated in years and all this other stuff. I was like, who do I need to talk to? He said, Amy Klobuchar. Amy Klobuchar, I'm talking to you. Y'all need to update the food stamps income. This is coming from someone who's already disqualified. I already know I'm disqualified. But I really genuinely feel like there should be special provisions in there for college students. If a college student is making over $30,000 a year, that's probably because their rent is over $1,000. That's probably because they have to pay tuition and this and that and this. They don't have money for food. That's a little supplement of food. Oh, don't even get me started. When I got approved for food stamps, I think it was my freshman year of college. I think I was getting around like $200-300. But the first time, because of COVID was still going around during this time, the first time that I, punched the numbers in to my phone to see what my balance was, when that shit said $1,400. I understand now. I understand. One thing you will never see me doing is feeling shame about free money. Swiping that EBT card as a freshman, I'm like, oh, you could get whatever you want. I was grocery shopping for the whole house. I was literally like buying everything because I'm like, guys, don't worry about it. I got food stamps. I got food stamps. And look at me now. But genuinely, I will say, like, having that is what I survived off of. My fridge was stocked, the pantry was stocked, everyone was happy, everybody's bodies were full, and we did what we needed to do until 2 years later, come last year, and they're like, yeah, you make too much money. What? After paying all my bills and I'm left with $5, you're saying that I overqualify? Get out my face. So like I said, Amy Klobuchar, I don't know if we need to have a conversation because I know you don't rely on food stamps, but a lot of college students kind of need it. I would rather not eat ramen every single day. I'd rather actually be able to eat some fulfilling meals. And $23 a month is hilarious, is comedic, is just insulting almost. To offer even someone $23 a month, I feel like the minimum should be like $65 because at least then you can go in it and buy your meats in bulk and then you're good for the rest of the month and just buying your little stuff here and there. But $23 a month, you're actually joking with me. So like I said, the main reason why I wanted to make this video was because of a woman who was named Linda Taylor. And another reason I wanted to make this video is because I've seen so many TikToks where people are like, yeah, I get $1,400 a month in food stamps and I have 7 kids. Yeah, I get $3,000 in food stamps and I got 7 kids with 7 baby daddies. Yeah, I got pregnant at like, girl, is this what we've become? So like I said, the welfare queen was a kind of propaganda that Reagan was pushing during his administration / era. It was essentially saying that because he caught this woman who used, I guess, 30 different names, 15 different addresses, a whole bunch of different phone numbers, and would fake her identity, that is how she was able to get away with everything. Linda Taylor was a biracial woman who was born in the South, and she mainly stayed with her white relatives. So with obviously being a biracial child, this also relates to my video called Not Quite White, how the one drop rule affected biracial identity, and because of that, she was able to pass. She was able to either wear a wig to change her appearance or know the mannerisms of certain ethnicities in order to pass as them to get away with this. They would say that she was making over $150,000 a year off of this fraud, yet she was wearing very nice clothes and also driving in a Cadillac. This also pertains to the couple of videos that we're gonna watch later on and how people are living these lifestyles. Yes, you're in Section 8 and you're getting welfare, but at the same time, all that money that you're saving from not having to buy the necessities in life, you're able to spend that on other stuff. So basically, when looking up where welfare started in the first place, it essentially happened right after the Great Depression. A lot of children were needy and hungry, and parents weren't able to have the means in order to feed their kids. So this is where the government assistance came about, and we can see it trickling in later that a lot of low-income Black people used it majority of the time. Going more into the 60s and the 70s and even in the 80s, we see this is the rise of where the welfare queen phrase even started in the first place. Because of how prominent she was and how she really, told the government, watch this, and made a whole bunch of money off of welfare and all that other stuff, she was able to get away with it until she wasn't. She was then sent to jail, but while I was doing my research for this video, a lot of people were saying that she had other crimes that she committed that were a lot more serious, such as kidnapping and even homicide, but because of this name and how she was essentially dubbed the welfare queen, that's all they focused on when it came to her charges. And when I say that's what they focused on when it came to her charges, I mean in the sense of because now she was this face of the welfare queen, they ignored all her other charges when talking about her, and that's all people think that she essentially did was just welfare fraud when she had a lot of different charges against her as well. So how do they even get this money in the first place? Like I said earlier, the more kids you have, the more mouths you have to feed, which means the government will give you more money. In turn, people have seen this as a way of, oh, the more kids I have, the more money I can get, which means I can stay home, not have to do anything, and not have to work. This is the part that just frustrates me a little bit because as a college student, it feels like there are no special provisions put in place in order for me to be able to receive it, even if I was making a lot of money. I think what the government fails to realize is that I am in school for about 9 months out of the year. Therefore, I'm only able to work 3 days a week. Maybe occasionally on winter break and other forms of break, I'm able to work more, but I'm realistically limited to 3 days a week. So when school ends and summer comes, I'm making a mass amount of money, like way more money than I was before. If you really think about it, going from 3 days, aka like 20 hours a week, to 30 hours a week, that is a major difference, especially within the serving industry. I could make anywhere upwards of $250 to $400 in a night, and that's considered good. But the thing that sucks about that is serving is so mismatched. I could walk home with $80 one night and $500 the next, and that's where it's like, when it comes to EBT, it's almost unfair, because like I said, yes, I'm a college student, yes, I do make fairly a good amount of money a month, but all of that money was going towards bills. $1,400 in rent, car payment $450, car insurance $400. Don't worry, y'all, I'm paying my car off. Then on top of that, we have gas and electric, and I live in an older house, so the gas bill last month, $211, and then the electricity was over $100. So that's where I'm like, I have all these bills. Then you got phone, internet, gas, actual gas, and all these other things that I have to pay for. So that's where I'm like, when it comes to food, having that government assistance would help. But even just to my other people, like, sometimes the person really does need it, and then sometimes there are people who are literally just out here playing the system and still getting away with it. People are receiving thousands of dollars a month in government assistance, but yet they're still finding ways to defraud the government. Now, hear me out. I've heard of people who have sold food stamps before. This is nothing new. Obviously, this can get you permanently banned from SNAP and WIC and all that other stuff. But in my eyes, let's go shopping, baby girl. You can, I'll give you a little $100 for $200 in food stamps. You know what I mean? It's like, let's do that. I'm okay with that. But that practice is also very practiced. And like, people will say, like, as a hairstylist, oh, you could pay me with EBT, like, give me a little $300 on that EBT and let's go. It's just certain things like that where they're like, it can be seen as a form of payment because everybody out here is struggling. So that's where it's like, we'll see that practice of people selling their food stamps. And I remember vividly, and this is also kind of why I wanted to make this video. I used to watch Everybody Hates Chris like way back then. And there was this one specific episode of Rochelle selling food stamps or trying to sell food stamps. And I think even back then, it was so taboo to have food stamps, to even, swipe that EBT card and let people know, yes, I was getting assistance from the government. But now, niggas be parading that shit around like, I be making $1,400 a month from food stamps. I be making $3K a month from food stamps. And I got $23? Are you kidding me? I've literally seen a woman bragging about the fact that she was bringing her 8th child into this world and she gets $1,400 in food stamps. Then we have this other, she wants to be labeled as the EBT queen. Okay, girl, take the title. Take the title. She currently has, I think, 7 kids right now and gets $3,000 in food stamps. And like I said, we'll watch some of those videos later. But I am just like in awe that a bitch like me only got $23 fucking dollars. But there are people here who are just opening their legs, popping out kids, and they get $3,000. Hello? Okay, like I said, I usually don't do this. I usually just put the video into wherever I'm talking about and just let y'all watch. But today we're gonna switch things up just a little bit. I'm going to include the video right here on the screen, and we're gonna basically do like reactions to these videos. I think it'll be a little bit more interesting just so y'all can see my reaction, just because I'm like, y'all be getting away with anything and everything. And so I think that will be like a fun aspect to add into my channel. I've also been watching a lot of reaction content lately. So there are 2 YouTubers that I pretty much watch when it comes to all these reaction videos. The first one's gonna be Zach Rios, and then the second one is Hayden S. I don't know his last name and I don't want to butcher it, but those are the people that I watch, and just seeing like their reactions and their commentary on them, it kind of inspired me to make this type of video where you guys will see the video and then I'm also reacting to it at the same time. So buckle up, we're gonna watch some of these videos and I am just going to have my real raw reaction to them. All right, let's go. So the first one we're gonna be reacting to, I've already seen a couple of her videos, but this one is more specifically her finding out that they took away everything and she's not going to be able to survive, I guess. And the reason why, I'm not even trying to like cheese while I'm talking about somebody getting their benefits literally taken away, but I'm saying this in the aspect of these are the same people who are frauding the government, and on top of that, you're riding around in an $80,000 car, yet you're getting food stamps assistance from the government. So I don't understand. I think she said she drove like some type of Tahoe that was like one of the newer ones. So you got money. So we're just gonna watch that.
They literally cut my food stamp card off. Zero balance. They took everything. I was just at Meijer's to get some groceries. I had a car full of groceries, over $600 worth of crap. I went to go slide my card.
It's the long stare.
It's all gone. They aren't paying my rent this month. I don't get my disability or my kids' disability in the first. My cash benefits is gone. I had over $10,000 in food stamps, and it's... Oh my God. So I told my husband, and he says to me, as I'm crying, and he says to me, well, maybe you'll lose some weight now. God, why did I vote for him? I did not know this was gonna happen.
I want to also make that point very clear. The why did I vote for him? Y'all kept saying, oh, I voted for Trump so I could have lower grocery prices, yet the prices of groceries have only risen since he's been in office. All of the undocumented workers have been deported, and who do you think is going to pick the strawberries or pick the fruit in the field? That was literally their jobs, because I know you privileged ass Americans don't want to do that job in the first place. So yeah, why did I vote for him and he sat there and cut your fucking benefits? Now what? Now what?
Is there anybody out there that can help me, please? Please.
You did this to yourself. Like, that's literally that's literally all I can say. You did this to yourself. Like, I don't know what you want me to say or what you want me to do. You did this to yourself. And I can't get a job. I can't get a job. These are the people who want to live for free. Don't get me wrong. I want stuff paid for, and I want stuff to be taken care of for me. But when it comes to the government, I'm not relying on those niggas for nothing. Nothing. Before, yes, I used to rely on them for food stamps. Obviously, I said that before, but I was literally 18, 19 years old. I needed to eat. But now, I'm like watching this and like seeing the way that people are literally the modern day welfare queens. Oh my God. Literally her little caption on screen, my EBT card just declined. They took everything. No food stamps, disability, cash benefits, and healthcare. What am I gonna do? Y'all need to stop posting on the internet about you defrauding whatever system you're a part of, because it will catch up to your ass. So the next one we're going to watch is the person that I've been talking about within this video. 3K in EBT, 7 kids, 7 baby daddies. Let's watch it.
Yeah, you heard it right here. Yes, this is me. This is a 3K, 3,000 EBT queen. 7 kids, 7 different baby daddies. So what? I get 3,000 in food stamps. Yes, I love it over here. I will not give up this lifestyle. I love it. You hear me? Yes. And yes, I do have a full-time job. Yes, I do. Yes, I have a full-time job, and I take care of my kids. They are well taken care of. Y'all be worried about the wrong thing, but you heard it right here. This is me, EBT queen. Call me the EBT queen right now. And my son got something to say. Yes, I had him at age 14, got pregnant at 13. Here it is right here.
Hey y'all heard it from the queen that's the EBT. You heard it from her. This is my mother, and she get the stamps like she told y'all she get them. So stay tuned. She got a lot in store for y'all who are out there hating on her baby daddies that got all these 7 kids. Don't even worry about how much kids she got, because at the end of the day, they're all well taken care of, and that food stamps gonna eat y'all all up. So
period. Y'all heard it right there. Yes. Stay tuned for story time, baby, because guess what? I love my 7 baby daddies. That child support. Yeah. Eating them up. Eating them up, baby. We are eating. Eating. You hear me?
This is what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to stereotypes. You are sitting up here as black woman. Yes, I'm so proud that I got my 7 baby daddies. Yes, I'm so proud that I got my 7 kids and I get my 3K in EBT. This is what the fuck they were talking about. This is exactly what they're talking about. Like, and then you got your child's in there. Proud. All right. We're just gonna go on to the next video, because most of these videos is her. When I was doing my research and trying to find videos, it was very hard, because obviously people are now shutting the fuck up when it comes to their business, because you could get your shit taken away. So this is where I'm like, watch yourself. Okay, this is the next one.
Okay, y'all just mad because I get 3K in food stamps. So what? I get all kind of snacks while I'm sitting here chilling or whatever, paying no bills. No bills. I'm on government assistance. My son back there with his snacks. Government assistance, 3K in food stamps.
Every time I watch one of these videos, I'm like, no way. Because it's also like, I watched a video where it was like, people don't know how to properly grocery shop. And we'll just go to that video right here. We'll just watch that video, because, girl, did you forget? Did you forget? When I say this, I mean, people will go in there, get a whole bunch of chips, whole bunch of pop, juice, all that stuff, but the meat is lacking. Like, the starches is lacking. There's no potatoes, no rice, no chicken, no beef, beef, no nothing. It's just all frozen food with high fructose corn syrup and preservatives and additives and all this other stuff. Because, okay, watch this haul. Caption, I be happy swiping my EBT unlimited card. 7 kids, yes, we eating. I'm not paying cash. So if we just zoom into the cart, there is at least 5 things of those little Tostinos pizza or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I used to love those when I was a child, but they're not good for you. When the ingredients list is more than 10 ingredients and stuff that you can't pronounce, it's not good for you. Oh, my bad, she got more. And then you got her kid just sitting there recording, like, what? What is going on? Like, oh my God. And then they got 2 carts full. 2 carts, might I add. Who needs 2 carts full? And this is why people be saying y'all don't know how to grocery shop. You just be going in and fuck, I don't know how to grocery shop. I don't. So I'm calling other people out, but I'm calling myself out too. I don't know how to grocery shop, and that's okay. But you don't see me going in the fucking store and getting chips and this and that. If I go in the store, this is why I also say I'd be perfect if I really had the discipline to do bodybuilding, but I'm not trying to give myself body dysmorphia. I could eat the same 3 things every single day and be okay. Chicken and rice, salmon and rice, and pasta. Like, I would be good when it came to bodybuilding. It's the sugar. It's the sugar that be getting me. But that's exactly what I'm saying. She's like, we be sitting here, EBT, and we got our snacks. And this is what I'm talking about. You guys aren't buying nutritional food with the 3K that you have. Do you know how much stuff you could buy? Like the organic stuff, the good stuff for you. But you don't care. Trader Joe's accepts EBT. A lot of places actually accept EBT. So that's why I'm like, y'all could choose to eat healthy and eat good stuff. I wouldn't even be shitting on y'all. And granted, yes, they're eating home cooked meals. Okay, cool. But then in her video, there was another video on her page where she's literally making ramen noodles being like, oh, me on my last day because my EBT hits tomorrow. How the fuck do you run through? I get it. You have 3 kids. Okay, I get it. But how the fuck do you run through $3,000 in 1 month? That means you're spending over $700 each time you go to the grocery store, which also means you're not getting good stuff. If you don't take your ass to Costco and get you a membership and start buying in bulk, because you would save so much more money, but because you want to flex on everybody and look at me, I got my 2 carts full of junk food, you think that shit's cute. It's not. It's not. People back then were way too scared to admit that they even had food stamps or were selling them in the first place. And it came out to being something like this, where it's like you're, you know, in the store, I got food stamps, I got food stamps. And you see someone you know and you're trying to make it so they don't know. They don't know. So the conclusion of this video, Amy, you need to raise them prices. You need to raise the minimum amount of income that somebody needs to make, because everything around us is rising. The cost of living, just living, not even surviving, living is up. Just raise the prices. Please help us out. Thank you. And also, can we just make it like a specialized things for college students who, okay, they make a little bit of money, but like still give them a little $100 at least. Like that could be a little thing. Like you allow students to take out thousands and thousands of dollars in debt, but you can't even help them when it comes to food. Ugh. I also made this video because I wanted to highlight Linda Taylor and how she was dubbed welfare queen. But then we see today like all of the modern day welfare queens who are online exposing themselves, or even just telling everybody their business on how they were able to achieve having so much money. What does that include? Either lying to the government or just popping out a whole bunch of damn kids. And also something that I forgot to mention, she said that she has a full-time job, but in order to qualify for food stamps, and I get because her household is technically bigger, so she is still able to work her full-time job while on top of getting her food stamps assistance. But with saying that, I'm gonna look up what the median household has to be in order for her to qualify for food stamps. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's supposedly $8,700, at least that's with my state, and I think that's a month. Yeah, so that's where I'm like, of course she's able to work a full-time job because she's not making over $8,000 a month in order to pay for everything. So that's why she's able to get so much money, especially with her saying, I do work a full-time job, I do. But what you're failing to realize is that you are literally taking care of 7 children, which means that your income is going to skyrocket to be able to have to take care of those children, which is why they're giving you so much money in benefits. I also wanted to talk about how just welfare queen is forever associated with the Black community. Yes, she was biracial, but because of her having to be able to pass for so many different things, because of the connection that she had with her white family and how they didn't really accept her, so she kind of had to like pass for white in certain situations, and how she was born in the deep south, which it's not really cool to be biracial. So that's where I'm saying in the sense of this is kind of associated with the Black community forever. But now just seeing y'all, y'all are making us have a bad rap. A lot of people are lying to the government, let's be real, and so they're able to get away with certain certain things that we're not. And by saying this, all I have to say is do what you need to do, but stop spreading so much of your illegal information online that people are able to catch up to you and then get you caught like that one white woman. You want to say, oh, and then y'all want to be cocky about it in the same sentence. Like, these are people who, like, let's be real, the internet is scary and people will troll you and also ruin your life at the same time. They will call whoever they need to call to be like, look what she's posting online, don't give her anything else. So that's all I gotta say. Without me furthering yapping, because I feel like I've yapped enough for this video, I really hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye, y'all.
Can you lead me to the ark was the last word? I need